Hey, buddy, when can we get another tour of the room? It's been a while. Maybe tomorrow.
You know what's bad right now? Warlocks. Constantly underperforming on DPS meters, Warlocks have to rely on their utility for even the slightest chance of getting an invite to any sort of content.
I want to just make one thing clear right now. Nico is in Group 1 right now, and the only reason that I invited him was the fact that he was a Warlock that could summon. If it wasn't for that, I would never invite a Warlock into my raid at all for any reason.
After all, would you rather have your Hunter or Warrior lose DPS on Gahoon because you sent him to do the orbs? Or would you rather send a Warlock with a gateway up there and some other scrub with him? It's not like he'll top DPS meters anyway. So let's talk about Warlocks, what's wrong with them, what needs to be fixed, and potentially how to fix them. Warlocks are currently the third least played class, with only 7% of characters being level 120. The only classes worse are the Monk and the Death Knight, both of which were added as part of an expansion. I myself have been a Warlock main for as long as I can remember, which got me thinking. Right now I have 3 characters at 120, my main Warlock, my Warrior, and my Demon Hunter.
Dude,
So
weed
I asked
LMAO.
some of my Warlock playing friends what they think about this.
That's Fred, he's also in Group 1!
The same opinion. Rarely anybody, if anybody at all, has a Warlock ult because Warlocks are good, Warlocks are overperforming, Warlocks are dominating PvP ladders. If anybody has a Warlock ult, it's probably because they're good at farming stuff with Burning Rush and Siphon Life. Can the same really be said about other classes, like Disc Priests or Druids? So let's get into some of the main issues that I have with Warlocks right now. Number 1, Unviable Specs. I know what you're thinking. Oh wow, look at this douchebag over here complaining about his class and his unviable specs. Meanwhile, I'm over here playing a Shadow Priest, or a Marksmanship Hunter, or a Shaman, you know, just in general, a Shaman. I'm not saying that Warlocks are the only ones with unviable specs, but that does not make it okay. The only spec that's viable right now, in my opinion, is Affliction. It has the highest but still meh DPS. And before you go, oh, but Warcraft log shows Warlocks as being really high on some fights. We're talking about average level players here, so I'm gonna be taking Heroic Parses and Heroic logs into mind. As it stands right now, the top logs for every single fight, besides Vectus, shows Affliction as being the best Warlock spec. The sole exception to this is one 9th rank Parse for Destruction Warlocks on Zool. Demonology, as you probably already noticed, absent from all rankings.
That's the spec that he likes to play.
Second last overall damage, I myself had a 96 Parse on Vectus, which is 9,000 DPS. 9,000. And no, I'm not saying that they should just increase damage by 5 to 10% on all specs like Demo and Destro. They already tried that. It didn't work. They need to consider reworking talents and rotations.
Rework
right now,
Demo
way too many
again.
talents for Warlocks are completely useless. There's a total of 30 talents across all 3 Warlock specs that have less than 5% of the player base using them. Especially talents like Doom. I mean, who thought that current Doom was a good idea? It's a 5% chance on kill to spawn a Doom Guard, and it's a 30-second tick. I mean, of course, that's how old Doom worked, yes, we all know that. But still, do vanity effects like that really have a place in the game right now? With things like Mythic Plus where you need to kill enemies as fast as possible, can you really afford that 5-second chance? I mean,
vanity
most mobs will not even live past the 30-second mark.
Oh, it's a vanity talent.
This also brings me to my second point, being terrible in Mythic Plus. Did you know that right now, Warlocks are the third least played class overall in Mythic Plus?
Being terrible in Mythic Plus.
Out of all 3 specs, Demonology is tied with Feros as being the least played spec in the entire game.
Wow.
I mean, from the 11,000 or so parses on Raider.io, I'm probably half. This ties into how inconvenient Warlocks are right now unless you're min-maxing them with some serious synergy. Demonology, for example, has some pretty good AoE, but the single target is very lacking. Affliction, on the other hand, has some really weak AoE, because Trash usually dies faster than you can get Agony stacks on them, and Corruption barely does any damage whatsoever.
That's true.
But it has pretty good single target, because you can burst with Dark Glare. And Destruction...
Dark Glare is ridiculous.
Jesus Christ. Number 3, boring rotations.
He doesn't like Destruction.
Whoa there, Mr. Rogue, okay? Chill out. You and your Retribution friend over there are at least doing damage.
Ooh.
This complaint is mainly centered around Affliction, which in my opinion right now is the most boring spec in the entire game. The entire rotation consists of you putting up Agony, putting up Corruption, refreshing those every now and then, and in the meantime you're going to be spamming Shadow Bolt while waiting for Agony to proc Soul Shards so you can cast Unstable Affliction. It is mind-numbingly boring. And it's even worse when Agony decides not to play a Warlock. This sounds great. And then you have to just keep spamming Shadow Bolt.
I don't even need to pay attention.
Your damage is only getting lower. Demonology actually comes ahead here, being a mechanically fun spec to play, but still obviously lacking in damage. The variety of pets that you summon is way better than it used to be, but locking the Doomguard behind the useless Doom talent still feels pretty bad.
It's stupid.
Destro is, once again, the middle child of the family here. The rotation is overall pretty boring while you're generating soul shards, and it can get mildly fun at best when you're doing burst.
Destro is amazing
in
in
Mop.
Mop.
Still very low. Touching a bit more on
Those
this
are the
boring
fucking days,
rotations
man.
part, the new GCD changes have brought nothing good for Warlocks, with Demonology being
They haven't
hit
brought
the
anything good for any class.
Two talents in particular, Demonic
They've been
Strength
bad.
and Soul Strike, both technically pet spells, should not be on the GCD and do nothing but slow down the overall rotation. Number 4, the state of Warlocks in PvP. Besides being meh to slightly less meh in PvE, Warlocks also have the honor of being not just meh, but beyond garbage in PvP. In the top 100 rankings on NA right now,
Maldiva was really
there's
happy
only
just
one
to 2400.
Warlock. And no,
You know, the
it's
guy that
not
competed
because
at
NA people
BlizzCon?
suck. EU people also only have one Warlock in the top 100. So
Wow.
what's the issue? In my experience, Warlocks are just very squishy. I can get one-shot by almost every class in the entire game. Not just that,
I know.
but the overall usefulness and general utility of
I
a
know.
Warlock is just very low. I mean, sure, demonic gateways are a great way to add some ability to your team,
Yeah,
but as a
true.
Warlock, getting silence from one spell will lock you out of every school of magic that you have, making you basically
Same with
useless for
Frostmage.
6 seconds. You're unable to cast Rain Life, you're unable to cast Unstable Affliction, and the worst part of all,
Frostmage is
you're
kinda sick.
unable to cast Demonic Circle. You can't even get away if you tried. And
I
plus,
like
as
that,
a Warlock,
actually.
there's a 99% chance that the enemy KFC team is going to focus you down first.
This
The
is
last
about
thing
me.
that I want to touch on is bugs. There's quite a few of them when
Ooh.
you're playing a Warlock. The
We
most
do, by the
prominent
way.
one
We
that
always
I've
focus on
noticed
Warlock.
is as
Just kill him.
demo, using
easy.
your Demon Bolt to pre-pull will quite oftenly only give you 1 soul shard instead of 2. And as Affliction, Death Bolt as a talent seems really inconsistent. Sometimes, especially in PvP, it can chunk a target for almost all of its HP.
Yeah,
while
Death Bolt's
sometimes dealing
ridiculous.
next to no damage. Alright, I've complained for long enough, so now let's see how we can fix Warlocks.
Okay.
Well, I'm not a game designer on class balances, but then again, maybe Eon
Because we'd rather you didn't play Demonology.
Hazakostas doesn't know how to fix Warlocks either, so here are some of my ideas. For Demonology, remove Soul Strike and Demonic Strength from the global cooldown. Revert Doom to its Legion state, maybe lower the damage if you still want a 5% chance, but make it proc on tick rather than on kill. Make Inner Demon baseline. This is a
That'd be
really
good.
awesome talent, and I feel
Yeah.
like its popularity and
Badass
usefulness
talent
really
should be
deserve
baseline.
it being baseline.
Yeah.
Make Nether Portal either have a lower cooldown or an increased duration. A 3-minute cooldown for a 20-second effect is very bad. Being able to use a spell effectively relies on haste, and even then, if it's a movement fight, it's basically useless, especially if you just keep proccing imps. Demo is insanely tricky to balance for PvP.
PvP, no
Since in the
hope.
current state, I feel like no matter what the buff is,
That's great, I
Demonology
love
will
it.
never be viable in PvP. The insanely long cast times and ramp
Wow.
up just make it unviable in
No
the
hope.
current metagame. For Affliction, lower the cooldown of Dark Glare while reducing its damage.
That
As it
would be
stands
good.
Right now, Affliction has a very boring rotation.
Yeah.
And
I
I believe
agree
that
with
if
this a
you
lot.
increase the amount of burst and lower the time of casting Shadow Bolt, this spec could actually be fun.
Yeah.
Increase the AoE potential somehow. In Mythic Plus, Trash dies before you can get any
Maybe Phantom
damage off,
Singularity
and
baseline.
that's not helped by Seated
That could be
Corruption doing
useful.
very low damage. Revert Drain Soul to its WAD state and make Death Bolt more consistent. Make Shadow's
good.
Embrace baseline. Right now as it stands, it's not viable at all, but the passive effect is really good. The other rows in Affliction are actually pretty fine. In PvP, increase its survivability somehow. Maybe make Demonic Circle not get locked when you're silenced out of other schools of magic, or what you could also do is you could increase the healing on Drain Life. As it stands right now, Drain Life is a very risky spell to cast because it is a standing channeling ability. You could make it heal more so that the risk pays off. Something else they could do is reduce the
interruptible
cooldown
too.
on Unending Resolve. A 3-minute cooldown for only a 40% damage increase seems very low. For destruction,
people
the
use
middle
Unending
child of the
Resolve
family
just
is
for
mostly
damage.
fine in rotations and buttons, but it's very
Just so
lacking
they
in
don't get
damage.
interrupted.
Other than just increasing the damage of all spells, which they have been doing and it hasn't worked, what they could and probably should do is increase the number of soul shards generated by Incinerate. This could simultaneously
good idea.
increase damage while also having Chaos Bolt be up more often. Increase the damage of Soulfire
Yeah.
since 5000 is very low compared to other talents. For PvP, I feel like Destruction Warlocks should just do more damage because of the risk of cast times and also the silence one lock all policy that the Warlocks seem to have. Overall, I feel like Warlocks are in a pretty bad spot right now, even worse than Legion, and trust me, that's hard to say. Anyways, I feel like this video has gone long enough, so I'm gonna end it on a high note. Blizzard, if you're watching, please add these 3 back. For all specs.
Oh. Dude, do you guys remember those talents?
If you're
Where
watching,
were they?
please add these 3.
Those right there. Archimonde's Kill, Jaden's Cunning, Manaroth's Fury, dude. This was such a big deal. Yo, I'll link you guys the video, okay? Give Nico a like, give him a follow, give him a plus. Sub. Give him a, the sub. Yeah, everybody go like his video. Great job, Nico.
That was a good fucking video.
I legitimately think this is a good video. Nico is new to making videos, right? Obviously, he's got 190 subscribers. And the fact that he was able to put, you know, this video up and have it be good, I think in general, this is a good video. You know, like on-screen points. It was, like, well, like, written, I would say. Everything about it was good. It was funny. You know, everything about this was good. So I like this video a lot. Great job, Nico. Let's make sure. Let me refresh this, guys. 200. All right, that's a good start, guys. We need more than 297. Guys, everybody go like this video. It's a great video, okay? And give them some subs. You only got 100 subs. You should be up to like 2,000 subs by now, okay? Everybody, let's go.